Hey guys, I wanted to apologize for the echoing you hear throughout the beginning of this reaction video. Enjoy the video, every pony.
Hello every pony! My name is Wyatt and welcome back to another video. And today, the first day of a reaction video! Woo! So anyway, you see me using face rig once again. And today, I am guessed by two lovely guests. First up, my girlfriend, Plur. Say hi, baby.
Hey! Hello,
man. And second, I got my good old cameraman, or my Cameramare, Queen Derpy Hooves. Say hi, Derpy.
Hello.
Guys, I do not own the condolences of Rainbow Dash. She is owned by Hasbro. I'm only using it to give a facial reaction in this video. Anyway, today we are reacting to Angel of Mercy, the MOP fanfic reading in its grim dark. The video was made by none other than the lovely, creepy TheLostNarrator. It was written by Magpiepony. Who would have thought? Anyway, guys, go check out TheLostNarrator. This video, I'll have a link in the description below for the original video, and a link in the description for her channel. Go check it out. Check it out. And there will be a link in the description below for Plur and Queen Derpy. So, are you two ladies ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo! Let's get the scary on. Is everybody good? Everybody ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Let's begin in 3, 2, 1.
Warning. The following reading contains subject matter that some listeners might find disturbing or difficult to hear. Listener discretion is advised.
I don't know how it's going to be difficult to hear. I have 2 headphones in. Oh, hi. Hi. Oh, hi, curse word. Oh, God. That's like Slender Man.
Fluttershy's melodic hums filled the little cottage on the outskirts of Ponyville. The evidence of little muddy footprints and collected dust needed to be cleaned, and Fluttershy could think of no better way than to do it through song. Chipmunks, mice, squirrels, and raccoons wove in and out of her hooves while the little bird...
You know, hang on a second. I wonder if I need to turn down the volume a little bit on the video so they can hear us.
Birds hovered over.
Be right back.
Bobbing and weaving to keep time.
Okay.
When she heard it surprised her a little to be interrupted, but she shook her head and smiled as she trotted over to answer the door.
It's dark. Come on! Really? We're gonna get an ad? Shut the fuck up! Shut the you dickbag. Don't you dare freeze on me. Skip ad, skip ad, skip ad. Skip it! No! God! Here you go.
Hello?
She asked gleefully,
Oh.
her face reflecting the rare excitement for the prospect of visitors. However, that joy was stilted, and a lump formed in her throat at the sight of the pony swaying in the doorway. Applejack, one of Fluttershy's nearest and dearest friends, offered a weak smile,
Good
but
evening.
did little to mask the horrors Fluttershy was seeing. The once proud and strong Earth Pony looked as if a breath of a breeze would topple her over. Her hooves shook in place as she stood before her Pegasus friend, making it difficult for her to stand. Her orange coat that once held a strong resemblance to the fruit of its namesake paled to better match the delicate petals of a faded rose. Applejack shuddered with each breath, heavy and labored, like Fluttershy would hear after a long day apple bucking in the hot sun of the summer. Finally, beads of sweat littered AJ's brow in numbers that rivaled the freckles on her pale cheeks. Applejack looked horrendously ill. Fuller,
Oh, hello.
I'm so sorry I didn't come sooner when I heard.
God damn it, Applejack, stop over
She
here.
started. But Fluttershy's compassionate instinct took over before her friend could finish her.
Hot damn, Applejack, you sick like a bitch! Sick like a bitch! Damn.
I'm back.
Good evening.
Thought. Fluttershy fanned out her wings and flew around the mare before hooking her front hooves under AJ's. Applejack reared up as Fluttershy involuntarily ushered her inside and straight to the old green couch near the door.
Applejack, you look just awful. What on earth are you doing out of bed?
No, Sense. I heard about Angel Bunny and I wanted to be here to show my support.
Wait, what?
Applejack wheezed, her breath refusing to catch up with her.
Does Granny Smith know you're here? Or a Big Mac?
Wait a minute! Hold the phone! Hold the phone! Wait a minute. Is Angel Bunny dead? Oh no!
Wait, what? Wait, what now?
Is Angel dead? Oh no! Cause he said, cause Applejack said like, I'm here for the support. I'm like, oh no! I don't know if she's sick or she's dead. If the Lost Narrator, if you watch this video, could you please explain that to me in the comments? Is Angel Bunny dead or sick? Guys, let me know in the comments below. Do you think Angel Bunny died or she's sick and like she's just supporting? I think she's dead.
I wonder something
Fluttershy.
though. Do you think this story takes place in a different universe from the main timeline? Since I know that Angel Bunny doesn't die at all during the events of Friendship is Magic. So either this.
Wait a minute.
Either this.
But wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is called an Angel of Mercy. I don't really
So
know
it's
what
about
to
an
say.
angel.
I asked.
Let's just watch.
She didn't make eye contact or slow her pace as she spoke. Fluttershy flitted around the cottage in a mad dash effort to make her friend more comfortable. Before AJ could protest,
That's so
stacks of pillows,
sweet.
blankets, and a cold compress were carefully arranged on and around the mare. Fluttershy was a pony on a mission, and she wouldn't be satisfied until her efforts to help her friend were completely exhausted. I don't need a babysitter. Applejack grumbled as she fidgeted with the blankets that Fluttershy swaddled too
I don't need a
tightly to the
babysitter.
mare's side. Fluttershy ignored
Oh,
her
that's
friend's
funny.
protest. She turned next to the help of her animal friends, who worried more at her reaction to Applejack
Oh, that's
than for
funny. I
Applejack
love that.
herself. However, helping Fluttershy was a joy for her animals, and many of them didn't need to be told what to do. For years, they had watched Fluttershy care for ailing creatures, and most often, there was a structure to their care. 2 little squirrels carried the wet towel to Applejack's forehead, laying it softly across her temples.
Okay.
Songbirds busied themselves, retucking the blankets into place when Applejack would try to wriggle free from their grasp. Harry the bear gingerly poured some medicine onto a wooden spoon and held it out to the mare with an expectant expression on his face. Applejack, unnerved, just chuckled and shook her head. Oh, no thanks. I'm good.
Good? You look the furthest thing from good.
Fluttershy called when she re-entered the room. Her hooves were full with even more pillows, and Applejack couldn't help but wonder where on earth she was going to stick them. AJ already felt wrapped up tighter than a caterpillar in its cocoon.
Huh.
I didn't come here so you could fuss over me, Fluttershy. I'm fine, really. Applejack protested as Fluttershy managed to find new crevices for these additional pillows to prop her friend up.
It's no bother. If anything, helping you take my mind off of
Fluttershy's voice cracked.
Oh, I
It was the first
can't!
time
I can't! This is too hard! Oh, this is so sad! Angel Bunny's dead! Okay. Yep, he's dead. He's dead.
I couldn't quite hear because both of the videos were playing at someone else's video were playing at the same time. And I couldn't quite hear them what they were saying, but what was it?
Oh. I think it's my mic. I think my mic's like fucking.
Yeah, it's your mic.
I don't know what it is.
So what
They
did
can't
you say
on
about Angel?
Yes, she's dead. I think she's dead.
Oh no, Angel!
Yep, he's dead. Hopefully we can just get through this. Let's just keep watching.
Lingering thought in the back of her head had pushed itself to the forefront of her mind. AJ's face melted from annoyance to sympathy. She reasoned her friend was going a little overboard with her pampering to try and keep the sorrow at bay. If that was how Applejack could help her, she would endure this treatment. To a point. Fluttershy?
Okay, now I can
Applejack
hear it well.
whispered. She wrestled a front hoof free and reached out to rub her friend's back. I'm so sorry. What happened? How did he... Well, you know. Fluttershy wiped the tears from her eyes and sucked in the next sob to answer. She braved a small smile.
It's called snuffles. It's a disease that is contracted primarily by rabbits and bunnies. It's an infection and, well, it's really difficult.
Wait a minute! Snuffles?
Also referred to as paranasal sinusitis, snuffles is most often caused by a certain bacteria known as Pasteurella multocids, but sometimes other bacteria can also be involved. Heatley adds, snuffles is a very common disease of rabbits and can be found in up to 10% of rabbits which appear normal.
Snuffles? That's a but that's a name I know! Snuffles! I know there's a name to it.
But
I don't like
really, Wyatt.
When you, like...
What is the likelihood of this story being set in a alternate timeline of some sort?
I have no idea.
Because that's
wait.
my theory, that this story takes place in an alternate timeline.
Difficult to cure. I'm just grateful the other bunnies aren't showing any symptoms. I'm not sure my heart could take it.
Applejack was surprised at the monotony in her friend's response, but chalked it up to grief. Snuffles, huh? Sounds way too cute to be a deadly disease.
Yes, I suppose it does.
Fluttershy answered simply. She stood up and continued her previous task of straightening up the room. As she did so, she purposely kept her gaze from meeting Applejack's. Well, thanks Celestia, not all diseases are created equal. Let's hear Potomac fever, though. Fluttershy whirled around to face AJ, concern written across her face. It's really whooping my flank, but I'll show her what for soon enough, though.
Potomac fever? How do you know it's...
I just saw the doctor yesterday. Said it was still in the early stages, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't remember the name because it's got Mac in it. Well, I told him he must have been the one to give it to me in the first place. Fluttershy could tell her friend was greatly exaggerating her condition with the joke, but she also knew that Applejack was as stubborn as they come. AJ
She's a stubborn pony.
Unless home remedies had failed her. And it was...
I think I know what Applejack has.
What does she have?
You guys, I think she has something like...
Tuberculosis.
It's an old disease back in the day, when you had tuberculosis, you couldn't cure it at all.
Was beyond the point of rest in liquids. Fluttershy knew it must be serious.
You walked all the way to my cottage with Potomac fever?
Potomac horse fever is a potentially fatal febrile illness affecting horses caused by the intracellular bacterium Neoricketsia risticii. PHF is also known as Shasta River crud and equine monocytic ehrlichiosis.
It's all right. I ain't contagious or nothing. Not since the doc gave me a shot. I'd never get my friend sick, Applejack said, panicked that Fluttershy believed she was being careless. I know I should be resting, but...
Yeah, you
Rainbow
better be
told me
resting!
Angel passed, and the rest of them got to comfort you. And,
he's dead!
well, it's my turn, consarn it. Fluttershy didn't wince at the
Applejack, you're
mention
trying to
of
get
her
yourself
beloved
killed,
pet's
aren't you?
name or his passing.
Are you fucking kidding me? Angel Bunny! That's all I had to say, because the poor damn rabbit's dead.
Her
Yeah.
thoughts were focused now
Then
on
Applejack's probably
Applejack.
gonna get herself
And
killed.
no, it wasn't a
Jeez.
favorable distraction.
Probably.
It was a distraction nonetheless. Fluttershy looked in the direction of her bedroom and recalled a book she had borrowed from Twilight years past and never returned. It was a book on diseases, ailments, and most
Wait!
importantly, cures. If there was even a chance she could help her friend, she would take it.
Will you excuse me for a moment, Applejack?
What if
Sure
Fluttershy
thing,
kills
Sugar
her?
Cube. I'll just
Oh God.
rest up here, I guess, Applejack said, unable to do anything but succumb to her cushy prison on the couch. Fluttershy briskly trotted to her bedroom, and her animal friends all followed suit. They had done their part and awaited their orders with bright and hopeful eyes. Fluttershy closed the door softly before she scanned her small bookshelf and pulled out the book she had been seeking.
Let's see here. Potomac.
She spied the name in the table of contents and let out a sigh of relief. She feverishly flipped to the course.
Wait a minute! I heard that on Twitter! She showed that scene on Twitter before the story was even out. So fucking awesome!
She feverishly flipped to the corresponding page number, and her animal friends crowded in to see, despite being unable to read. Fluttershy's hope diminished like a candle seeking oxygen until it felt as though it would be snuffed out. The last two words on the page read, potentially deadly, but the other key words like long-term suffering and difficult to cure echoed in her head with raising volume. She read the passage again, biting back the rising terror, then read it a third time. She knew she was unconsciously doing so to keep the reality at bay, because each piercing word left less hope in its wake. Eventually, the flame kept alive by denial was extinguished. Fluttershy's expression changed to that of a concerned mother about to reprimand her children. She closed the book, narrowly missing the tail of a curious chipmunk who had fallen onto the page while trying to get a better view.
I need you to
It is
leave
tuberculosis.
now, little friends.
Her animals looked at one another in confusion,
Is that
and then back
Fluttershy?
at her.
That wasn't a request. I don't want to have to use my stare.
The change in her overall demeanor and tone was enough to convince them that she meant business. The very mention of the dreaded stare sent them scattering around the room towards the known exits. Harry the bear got himself stuck in her windowsill when trying to make his hasty exit. Fluttershy's sternness melted at that sight, and she helped pull him free. The animals too big for the window would need to go out the back door. Fluttershy opened her bedroom door at last, and Applejack was greeted with a miniature stampede of animals for the exit.
Don't come back until I call for you. Is that understood?
The animals didn't seem to acknowledge Fluttershy as they scampered out the door and into the nearby trees. When Fluttershy turned back to Applejack, she saw a confused expression on her friend's face. What was that about?
I don't want them here for this discussion, Applejack.
Fluttershy answered simply. She locked the back door before moving to the windows. Applejack could only watch in sheer bewilderment as Fluttershy worked to lock down her house, presumably from her animals. What discussion? What's going on?
I may not be a doctor, but I do know a thing or two about diseases, especially ones that affect my animal friends.
I told you, I ain't contagious. especially the critters. I don't even think they can catch this sort of thing. Doctor said it was a pony disease.
Yes, I did see that. I found an entry about Potomac disease in a book. Don't worry, I know they aren't in any danger.
Why is there a picture of Fluttershy looking like an angel?
What's this about? Fluttershy finished the lockdown with the last window bolted.
No
And for the
idea.
first time since meeting the Pegasus, Applejack felt uneasy.
Oh,
Fluttershy left the room
Whoa,
momentarily
whoa,
without
whoa.
answering.
wait a
When
minute.
she returned, Applejack noted the particular outfit she
something.
now wore. Fluttershy was in a long blue dress that draped loosely over her frame. It was devoid of frills and accentuating accessories, and she could already imagine Rarity's dismay. Applejack, however, appreciated this simplicity. She had seen similar gowns in style with this one in more rural areas of Equestria, including hometowns of distant Apple family members. The tight collar around the neck and the cuff sleeves reminded her of an older generation of apples. The dress was uninspired alone, but Fluttershy had paired it with the simple white apron that tied around her waist, complementing the look.
Yep, it's
AJ
Fluttershy.
noted
It's
the small
Fluttershy.
white case she carried under her wing. It took her a
Fluttershy.
moment to
Angel
understand
Lucy's
why
Fluttershy.
Fluttershy would wear
Holy
such
shit.
an ensemble, but the thought eventually dawned on her. She looked like a nurse. The case especially was a giveaway. Fluttershy approached and set it carefully on the ground. She opened the latch to reveal the red cross on the side, confirming AJ's suspicions. I don't think that's something first aid can fix, Fluttershy, but I'm grateful you want to help me. Applejack inserted a laugh at the end of her words,
What is that?
trying to puncture the
What is
uncomfortable
that?
atmosphere that had fallen like a
AJ's
shroud
head?
on the room. Fluttershy pulled up a stool and sat beside her friend. She smiled down at her
It's on
with
the
a
bottom
loving,
of her
but
face.
worried
Look at the
gleam
bottom
in
of her
her
head.
eyes.
I know.
I'm afraid I'm the only one who could help you now,
Applejack! Oh
Applejack.
god.
Maybe
Oh,
it was
no.
fate that you came today after all.
Fluttershy finished her sentence by turning the case to show Applejack the contents. A series of large syringes ending in sharp needle points that were filled with an unknown liquid.
Whoa,
Applejack was instantly on edge. A quiver of fear shot up her spine.
That would
She
have
wrestled with the
scared me
pillows
too.
and blankets in a frenzy and tried to climb over the back of the couch to get away from them. What in the heck are those? Where in Equestria did you get them?
Relax, Applejack. You act like I'm going to hurt you.
Fluttershy
God, you
giggled
sound
for
like
the
a
first
maniac.
time since her friend's arrival. Although
No way.
Applejack was still tense,
Run,
Fluttershy's
Applejack,
giggle didn't calm
run.
her enough to stop her attempt to flee. Yeah. Oh, that's a funny joke, Fluttershy. So,
Oh,
what are those
no.
anyway? Fluttershy's movements were so fast and fluid that there was no chance for AJ to defend herself. In one swift motion, Fluttershy had pried one of the syringes from its place, held it aloft in her wing, and plunged it into Applejack's side. AJ yelped in confused terror. She leapt from the couch,
Bro.
causing an avalanche of pillows and blankets
Oh
to
my
fall
God.
on Fluttershy. It temporarily suffocated her, while AJ headed for the door. Applejack's breath was ragged and panicked as her shaking hooves wrestled with the lock. Fluttershy flew free from the fluffy masses
Oh
and
my
landed near
God.
the door, but did nothing to stop the Earth Pony.
Dr. Fauna gave them to me. They're sedatives to help me bring ailing animals to her clinic if they're being too rowdy.
Fluttershy reached out a hoof to Applejack warily.
He's not an
Don't
animal.
resist it, Applejack. You'll only hurt yourself. Please, relax. I don't want to hurt you.
Oh my god.
Fluttershy! Why'd you do that? What? Applejack's speech slurred and her vision blurred. Her thoughts were desperate. They begged her limbs not to succumb to the numbness before she could get out the door. The glorious sound of the lock click gave her a temporary rush of adrenaline.
Oh my
But
god.
Applejack was
Dude.
pulled too quickly into darkness. She slumped to the ground at Fluttershy's hooves. As the Pegasus clicked the lock back into place.
Bro, why is AJ in her hooves, bro? And she's standing. This is scaring me.
Applejack awoke
This
with
is
a jolt
scaring
and a
me right
scream
now.
when she felt something soft pressed against her muzzle. Her impulses reacted faster than her thoughts. She thrashed wildly on the soft bed and flung her hooves at the assailant
Scared.
while her brain caught up with itself. Fluttershy let out a heap of pain as she was thrown backwards onto the floor. She skid to a stop and lost grip of the pillow in her hooves. Fluttershy! What in the hell are you doing? You could have killed me!
Well, that's sort of the idea, Applejack.
What do you
Whoa!
mean,
My
Fluttershy?
God!
What's going on? Are you Chrysalis in disguise? Applejack's thoughts were more frantic now that she got
Yeah,
their
are you
bearings.
Chrysalis?
She grasped at explanations that, though far-fetched, made more sense than the obvious one that painted her best
God.
friend as an attempted murderer.
Oh, you must be terribly confused. This wasn't supposed to happen. You weren't supposed to
Scared me.
feel anything.
Sadness infused Fluttershy's voice. As before, the Pegasus's movements were fast and fluid. She sprang from the floor, a syringe Applejack had never seen, now grasped in her wing, and haphazardly plunged it into Applejack's flank. AJ roared in pain and confusion. She smacked Fluttershy's hoof away from the syringe before she could finish emptying the liquid into her side. It now hung awkwardly to the side of her flank, pulling on the skin and muscle. AJ ignored the pain for a moment. Her priority was keeping Fluttershy away. She threw blankets within reach from the bed and overtopped the mare. While Fluttershy struggled to free herself, AJ squeezed her eyes shut and sucked in a pained gasp through clenched teeth. She attempted to pull a particularly full syringe free from her flesh, but the movement snapped the needle in the process. The remaining liquid spilled onto the bed, a thin metal stub sticking out of her side like a half-erected cross on a new grave.
Oh dear. Here, let me get that for you.
Oh, get the
Fluttershy leapt
fuck
from the
away!
floor and wrestled Applejack down to pry the
The
broken
fuck
piece from her
out!
flank. AJ wasn't used to seeing such strength and agility from some pony who she'd only ever seen acting frail and delicate. AJ tried to put up a fight, but her hooves were already starting to feel heavy. Whatever sedative Fluttershy managed to plunge into her bloodstream was apparently taking hold already, and Applejack's heart raced at the thought. She realized sheer brute force wasn't going to save her. She would have to convince her instead. Fluttershy, just let me go, and we'll forget this ever happened, alright? I'm the element. I'm the element
Element of honesty.
honesty. So,
Yeah.
so I can't lie about that sort of thing, can I? I won't breathe a word.
Just
Keeping
let her
the
go,
tremor
dude.
from her voice took more effort than her attempt to move. Even so, AJ's hooves dragged sluggishly over the bed like they had been filled with molasses. She was unaware that she'd lost all sensation to them. So, when they connected awkwardly to the floor, they would be unable to bear her weight. Fluttershy's eyes widened in concern as she raced around the bed to catch Applejack before the inevitable fall. Their bodies connected as Fluttershy struggled to hold them both upright.
Be careful. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
The audacity of Fluttershy's statement erased AJ's facade. You tried to kill me, Fluttershy. How can you talk like that? Fluttershy's ears dropped, and she lowered her head, though Applejack would be unable to see. It took some finagling, but Fluttershy was able to dump her friend awkwardly back onto the bed, her hooves laid out uselessly at her sides. Fluttershy soon after left AJ's line of sight, and that sent a shiver of fear down the earth pony's spine. She grunted and rolled herself on the bed to face the mare, who was rummaging around in that cursed white case.
Oh, this is all going so wrong. I knew I should have used more sedatives. You're a pony after all, not a rabbit.
What? You sedated, was it Angel? Your own pet?
My
I guess I better
God!
explain myself.
You think? By Celestia's
What
grace,
the fuck?
Applejack watched in relief as the Pegasus moved away from the case without a new syringe in hoof. It was a momentary victory for the farm pony, one she would not let pass her by. She strained to bring life back into her hooves.
Wait, was
Fluttershy
Fluttershy the one that killed Angel?
Snuffles is a deadly disease, Applejack. Like yours, it's difficult to cure, and the rabbit would be suffering for months, even if they did eventually recover.
Fluttershy the one
The
that killed her
likelihood
own
of that
rabbit?
happening was
Fluttershy, how could you?
I couldn't see some creature I loved suffer like that. I had to be strong. I had to be his angel. His little angel of mercy.
Oh,
Mercy?
God! Fuck off!
As in, Mercy killing? Applejack
Mercy
gaped,
killing?
the urgency rising. She could hear the pounding of her heart in her head as she willed
The
her front
fuck,
right
dude?
hoof to move.
It was so hard to do. I cried for hours beforehand. But after his little body stopped squirming under the
Jesus
pillow,
Christ,
all was
Fluttershy.
quiet and peaceful. After all, I had spared him so much pain and hardship. He's in bunny heaven now, munching on all the carrots and radishes his little heart desires. It was the right decision, Applejack. It gives me peace.
So you're gonna kill me? 'Cause you think I'm gonna die? Fluttershy, the doctor said I was in the early stages, that I could sleep it off if I take it easy. The most strenuous thing I did was come see you. A twinge of feeling ran through Applejack's back flank like a symphony of pins and needles. It was painful, but welcomed.
We both know you're too stubborn to stay in bed. You'd rather let things get worse before they get better, and by then it'd be too late. Applejack, you were sent here by fate because I'm supposed to help you. As your friend, I refuse to let you suffer.
AJ's short-lived relief was nearing its end. Fluttershy was turned back towards the medical case and running her feathers over the different syringes, presumably looking for the right dosage. Applejack's eardrums pounded to the beat of her heart rate. Shockwave after shockwave of pain radiated from the hooves she desperately tried to revive.
I'm doing this because I love you, Applejack. You're one of my closest, dearest friends in the whole world.
How do you fucking love her when you would have killed the motherfucker?
And I don't get a say in it. I get to decide whether or not I want to suffer through it. Applejack screamed to try and buy more precious time. Tears of effort, pain, and horror slid down her cheeks, but she knew better than to make a sound.
By the time you realize you would rather not suffer anymore, you'll be too sick to say it. All your loved ones will have to watch you waste away. Do you really want to put them through that? This has to happen, Applejack.
No, it doesn't.
It's the only way.
Fluttershy turned, an apologetic expression on her face, a stark contrast to the syringe held aloft in her wing. AJ barely had time to react to its terrifying size. She knew this was her moment, and she had no choice but to give it her all. No, Fluttershy, it ain't! Applejack rolled to her stomach and pressed her hooves to the bed. That pressure on her front hooves hurt more than the life-saving buck that they propelled behind her. Her grunt of effort turned into a scream of triumph as she felt her hooves make contact with the Pegasus. The force of the blow knocked the wind out of Fluttershy and sent her reeling. Applejack knew there would be pain to follow, but she refused to cave into it.
Get out! Go!
She rolled herself off the bed and landed hard on the other side.
Oh, crawl!
She focused on nothing but her front
go,
hooves
go,
as they shakily dragged her forward. The force of the buck left her back hooves temporarily useless, but she refused to let that slow her down. As her freedom inched closer, she could hear soft sounds of whimpers and cries coming from the Pegasus regaining her composure.
Fucking listen to
Thinking
that!
fast, Applejack took note of Fluttershy's desk nearby. Perched atop was a lantern, presumably used as a nightlight. The farm pony beat her front hooves against the desk to rock it back and forth violently.
Applejack?
Fluttershy asked in a daze. She gingerly ran her hoof over her heaving chest as she searched for the telltale signs of serious injury. Her eyes swiveled in Applejack's direction at the sound of the desk beating against the wall. She was confused at first, but when the realization took hold, she shouted out in concern.
Applejack!
Applejack's brow was as moist as her cheek. She screamed through gritted teeth as she continued to slam against the desk, throwing more of her weight into every thrust. Finally, the frame bowed to the pressure and splintered.
Look out!
Fluttershy launched herself into the air to keep the bulk of the debris from colliding into Applejack. AJ's eyes were fixed on the lantern, which Fluttershy thankfully forgot to snag before it could shatter. Her hoof snapped out of the shard remains and clutched the biggest, sharpest piece she could reach. She rolled onto her back so she could hold the shard up in Fluttershy's direction, and her chest heaved.
Okay.
Oh. So, you don't want me to die that way, huh? You'd rather do the dirty work yourself.
Oh, Applejack, I told you I don't want you to suffer. A fallen desk would only
Don't
bring
give a
pain,
fuck!
not death.
Just get the fuck
Fluttershy
out!
pleaded, a twisted way to justify her own logic. She slowly moved towards Applejack, hooves outstretched, like she was going to carry her to the bed, the way a loving mother does to her foal after a nightmare.
Don't come any closer.
Applejack held the shard in shaking hooves.
Oh my
The
god,
pins and needles
just go,
sensation
run.
in her hind hooves had been
Kill the
slowly
bitch and go!
receding, but she needed more time. To play it up for Fluttershy, AJ emphasized the tremor in her front hooves. She wanted her to believe that there was enough sedative in Applejack's system to make even simple tasks difficult. To really sell it home, Applejack flopped onto the ground and sent the shard skittering across the floor. She even managed to choke out a sob.
Oh, Applejack, come here.
Fluttershy exclaimed.
Oh, get the fuck
She
back!
swaddled her close with her hooves and wings, pressing her snout into Applejack's mane and rocking her back and forth. Applejack felt a tear fall from Fluttershy, and the bitter irony boiled her blood.
It'll all be over soon. No more suffering, I promise.
Oh,
Applejack didn't respond. Her eyes were fixated away from the Pegasus as her limp limbs were awkwardly tossed over Fluttershy's back. She felt an innate sense of pleasure hearing the Pegasus struggle under the weight. Slow, careful hoofsteps took Applejack further from the door and back to the prison that was Fluttershy's bed. Fluttershy attempted to be gentle, but found the awkwardness in Applejack's body too cumbersome. For a third time, Applejack landed on the mattress springs that awaited her demise.
oh, this is so
Fluttershy let out
bad!
a sigh of relief after having unloaded her friend. And that was the point the tables officially turned. Applejack wasn't sure how much of her body she had control of, but she let out a panicked outcry in anticipation of pain as she leapt from the bed. To her relief, her legs connected to the ground with minimal discomfort. AJ spun on her front hooves and bucked in Fluttershy's direction, but the Pegasus dodged, leaping into the air in horror and surprise.
Bitch!
Learning from her first attempt, Applejack's next move was to destroy the sedatives. She reached for the medical case before Fluttershy could follow her train of thought and react. Handle clenched in the Earth Pony's teeth, she rocketed out the door while the case flopped open. One by one, the accursed needles were pried from their pouches and slammed into the wooden floor in front of Applejack. She trampled them for good measure as she ran, the shards biting into her hooves until the numbness started to take hold.
Applejack, stop!
Oh.
You're only going to make this worse.
Fluttershy called after her,
Keep running!
pausing in her pursuit to try and salvage the destroyed remnants of her sedatives. Applejack's hooves and head were on fire as the strange cocktail of pain roared to the front of her mind. At the worst possible moment, her illness reared its ugly head through a fit of coughs. The last syringe was destroyed amidst the coughing, but to Applejack's delight, the blurred outline of her salvation, the back door,
Oh my god.
was finally within reach. In her haze, she stopped her sprint too late, and her body slammed harshly into the door. Applejack hollered one final plea as she tried to right herself.
I won't say a word. I promise.
Applejack braced for the other mare's touch, knowing the collision would have given Fluttershy a chance to catch up. However, moments turned into seconds, and Applejack realized she couldn't hear the Pegasus's pursuit. She spun her head around in confusion, but didn't waste what precious seconds she had to find out where she'd gone. Through unimaginable pain and shaking, she fumbled with the lock until the glorious click was heard. She was finally free.
Go!
Run! Run!
A soft grunt from behind Applejack stole the moment of joy from the farm pony when they were followed by sudden sharp pain that seared in the center of her back. The pounding of her heart in her ears masked Fluttershy's approach in those final moments, but it did not encumber the pain. Astonished, Applejack turned to see what had happened, but was only able to make out the knife's outline protruding from her chest. AJ's mind went blank. She opened her mouth to speak, but the words never came.
You fucking...
Dude. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, what the hell was that? Okay.
Her only reality was the slowing beats of her heart, echoing ever dimly in the encroaching darkness. She collapsed at Fluttershy's hooves, while the murderer sobbed bitterly over her victim.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You weren't supposed to suffer. I'm so sorry. So sorry. It'll be over soon. I promise. The pain will stop.
Fluttershy wept, smoothing hair from her friend's face. All Applejack could do was look up at her with a heartbreaking expression of confusion, agony, and betrayal. Fluttershy pulled AJ into a hug, her tears mixing with the thin line of blood escaping Applejack's lips. She cradled her there and mourned the loss of her friend until she could no longer hear her friend's ragged breaths or feel her hooves tremor. There was a silence that lingered in that little cottage on the hilltop, but only for a moment. It was broken when Fluttershy gingerly laid the body on the floor, then hastily and methodically grabbed a mop. The next day's sun bore down unmercifully over Sweet Apple Acres. As the soft-spoken Pegasus lightly trotted up the pathway towards the farmhouse, she noticed the absence of the Apple family in the orchard.
Go! Get the
Firmly
fuck
under
out
her
of there,
wing
you
was a
fucking
rather
murdering
burned-up
bitch!
white metal case with newly placed contents. She reached the door and gently knocked against the aging wood.
Oh my god!
After a moment of no response, she knocked again a little more firmly.
Come in.
Fluttershy recognized
Going to do?
What
What is she
smiled.
going to do?
Opened
What
the
is
door
she-
to find Applejack's granny resting in her rocking chair. Fluttershy's attention went immediately to Granny's brow, where speckles of sweat had formed, then to the obvious tremor in her hooves.
Oh, Fluttershy, you haven't seen Applejack, have you? She's terrible sick and
Granny!
she's gone and run off. Big Mac and Apple Blue are out looking for her. You don't mind helping, do you? Actually, I came to check on you. I heard about her condition, and I know it can be contagious before getting a proper
Oh no, don't
It
tell me
looks
that
like you're
she's gonna
sweating
do.
already.
Fluttershy
No.
gingerly wiped Granny's brow.
No, it's just heat and worry. I don't know what I'll do if she doesn't get home soon. I can't manage much more pain. I know. That's why I'm here. I'm going to make the pain stop, Granny Smith.
What the fuck?
promise.
Dude, don't do that! Bitch!
Don't do that
Oh!
Don't tell me she did that to her grandma!
What to do to all them motherfuckers? Oh my god! Are you fucking kidding me?
That was the end!
The fuck? What the fucking fuck?
That was the end?
I'm fucking here now!
That was the end? That was the
Are
end?
you kidding me?
That was the end? Wow! Wow!
The fuck? Why? I'm fucking raging right now. I knocked over my fucking chair.
Why would you kill her grandma?
Why the fuck would you kill Granny?
What is wrong with you?
Well, guys, that was Angel of Mercy. It was a grim dart by the Lost Narrator. Lost, you made great stories, but that was just fucked up, man. It was just fucked up. Oh my god. Anyway, thank you everybody so much for watching. What is my review of this story? And my rating? Here guys, what should we rate the story to give a rating to the story?
Oh my god.
To the video.
What rating?
Or to the video.
10 out of 10, it got me good.
10 out of 10, I gotta go 10 out of 10. What about you, Derpy?
Well, definitely, I agree with Plur.
10 out of 10. We're all 10 out of 10. That was good. That was fucking crazy. Oh my god, dude. So basically, the plot of the story is about Fluttershy. She killed Angel Bunny and she killed Applejack, and now she's gonna kill the whole fucking Apple family where they don't suffer anymore. That's a bunch of fucking horse shit, dude. Dude. I don't fucking know what to say. Oh, that is just...
Hey everyone, Editor Mecha here for Wyatt's channel. Real quick before the outro plays, during the editing process of this video, I've been listening to the story and stuff. I wasn't there for it, but after listening to it through the editing process, this is my genuine reaction here during this process, and after listening to this, I am physically shaking. I can't describe it. It was, I know it was grimdark, but it really just shook me like so bad. So bad. Like, I was getting goosebumps so bad. I don't have any words to describe what I just heard. I have to agree with the three of them. Definitely a 10 out of 10. It even got me. I'm the editor. I wasn't even there, and it got me. It still got me. Like, this is no joke. This is my genuine reaction. I am not kidding you. I am genuinely shaken right now. I've never felt this way editing a video like this. Hopefully Wyatt doesn't mind that I put my own thought to this video real quick. I just had to get my thought out there personally this way, rather than text to speech. I physically had to tell you how I felt about the reading and what I thought. Generally, I'm a little bit terrified right now. I'm not lying. Like, seriously, I am shaking like so badly inside right now. You have no idea. That's all I really wanted to say, but I just wanted to get my genuine thought out there. As the editor for this video, generally terrified me, and 10 out of 10 for doing so. Yes, kudos to the Lost Narrator and Magpiepony. You even got the editor shaken up. Good on you. Alright. Now to the outro.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, like the video, and go check out the Lost Narrator's video channel in the description. Go check out the original video as well. Go check out Plur and Queen Derpy Hooves channel in the description, and go check out my lovely editor, Mechanite Fox. He does a great job of editing my videos. But anyway, Plur, Derpy, thank you so much for joining me. It's always nice to have you here with me.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And as always, we will see all of you in the next video. Bye!